African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 3rd of July, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of troops defeated the personnel and equipment of the 57th Motorized Infantry, 71st Jaeger Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 36th Marine Brigade, 113th, 125th Terrorist Defense Brigades and 13th National Guard Brigade in populated areas settlements Volchansk, Neskuchnoye, Maly Prohady, Staritsa, and Lipsy in the Kharkov region. In addition, a counterattack by the Vostok Special Operations Forces Center Group was repelled. Enemy losses amounted to up to 140 military personnel, a combat vehicle of the Tunguska anti-aircraft missile and gun complex, 8 pickup trucks, a 152mm D-20 gun, a 152mm Stubby howitzer, a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery mount, and 122mm howitzer D-30. Units of the West Group of troops occupied more advantageous positions and defeated the formations of the 14th, 63rd, 115th, 116th Mechanized Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the 12th Special Forces Brigade Azov in the areas of the settlements of Simkovka, Petropavlovka, Kharkov region, Grigorovka, Torskoy, and Krasny Lyman of the Donetsk People's Republic. During the day, 2 counterattacks of the enemy's 3rd Assault Brigade were repelled. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 540 military personnel, an armored combat vehicle, and 4 vehicles. In addition, during the counter-battery fight, the following were hit: a Czech-made Vampire multiple launch rocket system combat vehicle, a 155mm M777 howitzer made in the USA, a 152mm Stubby howitzer, a 105mm M119 gun made in the USA, a 100mm Rapier anti-tank gun. 3 field ammunition depots of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of troops, as a result of active actions, completely liberated the Novy district of the Chasiv settlement of the Donetsk People's Republic and improved the situation along the front line. In addition, they defeated the manpower and equipment of the 24th, 30th, 93rd Mechanized, 56th Motorized Infantry, 81st Airmobile Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 109th, 114th, and 119th Military Defense Brigades in populated areas points Vasyokhovka, Kalinina, Chasiv, Konstantinovka, Krasnohorivka, Regorodok, and Veselya of the Donetsk People's Republic. For counterattacks by formations of the 46th Airmobile, 79th Airborne Assault Brigades, and the 214th Opfer Battalion of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. Enemy losses amounted to up to 450 troops, 2 tanks, 3 armored fighting vehicles, including a US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, and 10 pickup trucks. During the counter-battery fight, the following were hit: a 152mm self-propelled artillery mount Akatsia, a 122mm self-propelled artillery mount Gvozdika, a 152mm howitzer Stubby, 3 152mm D-20 guns, a 105mm M119 gun made in the USA, 2 electronic warfare stations Enclave N, and a counter-battery station made in the USA and /TPQ-48. 4 field ammunition depots of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were also destroyed. Units of the Center Group of troops improved their tactical position within a day. They defeated the formations of the 31st, 118th Mechanized, 79th Air Assault, 142nd Infantry Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and the 2nd Brigade of the National Guard in the areas of the settlements of Kirovo, Evgenovka, Seledovo, Voskod, Vozdvizenka, and Progress of the Donetsk People's Republic. In addition, 5 counterattacks by assault groups of the 95th Air Assault, 23rd, 41st, 47th Mechanized, and 68th Jaeger brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces were repelled. The enemy lost up to 420 troops, a tank, 2 infantry fighting vehicles, including a US-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, 2 armored combat vehicles, and 2 cars. During the counter-battery fight, the following were hit: a 155mm M777 howitzer made in the USA, a 152mm D-20 gun, 2 122mm D-30 howitzers, a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery mount, a 105mm M119 gun made in the USA, and 100mm anti-tank gun Rapier. Units of the Vostok group of troops occupied more advantageous positions and also defeated the manpower and equipment of the 58th Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 120th, 125th, and 128th Terrorist Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Velikaya Novoselka, Rovnopol, Vermevka, and New Ukrainian of the Donetsk People's Republic. We repelled 3 counterattacks by assault groups of the 108th and 123rd Terrestrial Defense Brigades. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 145 military personnel, an armored personnel carrier, 6 vehicles, a 155mm FH-70 howitzer made in Great Britain, and a 155mm howitzer M198 made in the USA. Units of the Dnieper group of troops defeated the personnel and equipment of the 141st Infantry, 128th Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 35th Marine Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Nestoryanka, Novopokrovka, Zaporozhye region, and Tokarevka, Kherson region. Enemy losses amounted to up to 45 military personnel, 6 vehicles, a launcher for the Iris-T SLM anti-aircraft missile system made in Germany, a 155mm M777 howitzer made in the USA, a 152mm Stubby howitzer, a 122mm self-propelled artillery mount, Gvozdika, as well as the US-made and /TPQ-50 counter-battery station. Operational tactical aviation, unmanned aerial vehicles, missile forces, and artillery of groupings of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation destroyed a Mi-24 helicopter of the Ukrainian Air Force at the base airfield, and also hit a workshop of an enterprise for the production of tank guns and large-caliber ammunition, as well as accumulations of live enemy forces in 125 areas. The forces of the Black Sea Fleet destroyed 3 unmanned boats of the Ukrainian Navy in one day. Air defense systems shot down 3 MR's multiple launch rocket systems, as well as 39 unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 625 aircraft, 277 helicopters, 27,160 unmanned aerial vehicles, 537 anti-aircraft missile systems, 16,490 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,363 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 11,272 field artillery guns and mortars, and also 23,289 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.